Hello there and welcome to my video. Don't panic, a Let's Play video by me is an exception. Nevertheless, there's very few video material on YouTube regarding Crown of Creation 3D for the Atari Falcon. For that reason I decided to arrange a clip for the interested. As I'm a lazy sod, I filmed this right off the screen. You might have noticed that scaling is not correct during boot up of the system. Hereby, in advance, I apologize for my low standard of quality. Besides, I should mention that English is not my native language, and I rarely have the chance to speak English. Therefore, my verbalization is based on limited vocabulary. So, just started the program from hard disk. Here comes a ray tracing intro with atmospheric background music. Falcon games, Crown of Creation 3D. This game was released in 1996 after 3 years of development, programmed by a group by the name Rebel Soft from Germany. Pretty hard to find an original these days. The game has a tough copy protection, and as far as I know, it hasn't been cracked to the present day. Although you can still find downloads of an early demo version of the game somewhere in the depths of the internet. The game comes in a small box, grayscale print, looks cheap on the outside and was reasonably priced. As I remember, it did cost less than 70 German marks on release. Inside the box, three 3.5-inch high-density floppy disks and a booklet in German and English language. Screen text of the game itself is completely in English. Alright, let's continue our mission. I've already loaded a pilot profile. A short sequence to make the copy protection appear more friendly. This game shows two types of copy protection. The classic type, where the player is asked to input a certain word from the manual or from the back of the box. Additionally, during game process, you're sometimes asked to insert disk number 3 from the original set of floppy disks for verification. Password has been accepted. Let's enter the restricted area of the space station. Home sweet home. Logging in to a terminal to access important information on war-related events, developments in weapon technology, mission briefings and intelligence data on enemy spacecraft. This is one of the earlier missions. One of our transport ships is being attacked by enemy forces and we have to help them out. The enemy is, how else should it be, some ill-affected race from outer space, the so-called Cerintrians. Their policy is kind of simple, conquering planets to exploit resources. Just the type of story we've never heard before. Anyway, story itself appears more or less relevant, which is in the eye of the beholder. And during process of the game, another race will arrive on the scene of our interstellar war theater. Browsing the foe info section is a foretaste on how the spacecrafts look like during gameplay. Polygon graphics are lacking texture mapping, a fact that, in my opinion, does carry no weight. This sleek machine here is the LH-14, our operational fighter we're going to arm at the weapons hangar in next step. Our spacecraft is limited when it comes to load capacity, so we have to select the tools, weapons and parts from the available arsenal carefully. I choose a target data scanner and the repair drone, both useful gadgets to have on board. Rescue capsule? No thanks. On one of the later missions, you need to have it on board, else proud space warriors with outstanding skills like me have no use for safety precautions. I prefer having maximum firepower on board. Search and destroy. Let's engage. Psychedelic hyperspace tunnel, Jeff Minter style. The alternative start sequence shows the fighter taking off from the hangar. The cockpit, briefly explained. The screen on the left displays the actual selected energy and particle weapon systems, amount of projectiles and power level. The screen on the right, so-called CDT monitor, displays information on the selected target. The circle-shaped displays are the front and rear radar screens. The with S, D and H labeled bar graphs represent status of speed, deflectors and hull.
Smart missiles.
The small screen in the center is the tool information monitor. By F2 key you enter the damage screen. No damage yet. By pushing the F3 key, you enter the energy screen. The so-called energy matrix allows several individual adjustments on the integrated components and systems of the ship. As this is a one-man spacecraft, you have to be pilot, weapons officer and engineer in one person. F4 is the option screen. As you can see, I'm playing with a Jaguar controller. Further function keys in use are F9, which changes the view from cockpit to outside, and F10 to initiate the hyperjump home.
Contact.
We have contact. Front radar indicates 4 other spacecraft, of which one must be our transport ship. Therefore I'm confronted with 3 enemy spacecraft. As things have to happen fast, I decide to act defensive. Taking out 2 of the enemies as quick as possible will hopefully give me enough time for a dogfight with the 3rd one. A collision.
System malfunction.
This happens quite often if speed is set too high in close combat. My mistake and or kamikaze strategy of the damaged enemy. Who knows? Rather check the damage screen. Engine malfunction as consequence of the collision. Repair drone is already taking care. This damage has very unfavorable effect on the direction controls of the LH-14. Steering gets inaccurate, implication of realism. What would Tom Paris do in a situation like this? One enemy left. On this point, I would like to refer to Steve Benway's famous quote. It's me, playing the game badly, so you can see what it looks like, as he's used to say in the intros of his videos. Please keep this in mind, because this is not meant to be a journalistic review of the game. I do not pretend to rate this game in comparison to other space combat simulations from that particular era, like Chris Roberts' Wing Commander or Dave Braben's Frontier Elite 2. I have to admit that when it comes to the in-game graphics, Crown of Creation offers a polygon look similar to Frontier. The Falcon computer I'm using is pretty much standard. No additional speeder or accelerator hardware on board, no overclocking, simply an internal hard disk and a 14 MB RAM expansion. As you can see, the program runs extremely smooth on such a low-end configuration. Besides, Crown of Creation was designed to take advantage from hardware accelerators. Informations on individual configurations can be found in the README file of the program. I do not believe that this game was ever meant to be a commercial success. The Atari Falcon has never been the machine of choice for gaming. From my point of view, this game represents a successful effort of the programmers to develop a game which takes best possible advantage of a standard Falcon's hardware capabilities, by extensive attention to detail in programming as well as in optical design and sound. Sadly, there's no background music during the missions, but this doesn't weigh too much in my opinion. Remember, in 1996, as the game was released, Atari had already abandoned their range of home computers. I believe the intention of Rebelsoft was the challenge to develop a program which claims to represent kind of a reference title. In this effect, they totally succeeded. Hereby, I would like to finish this video. I hope it wasn't too boring or too disappointing. Thanks for watching and for your attention. Greetings go to Lynxman for his superb Falcon RAM expansions, to Robert Schaffner for the Do It Archive as a knowledge base on Atari Falcon and Macintosh computers, to Volker Hamann for his Atari portfolio knowledge base and his help on portfolio-related problems, and last but not least, to Rob Maximum RD. Transmission end.
Well,